Hey guys, what's up? It's Luckett, and today we are drawing Duolingo characters in my style. During the quarantine that happened, pretty much for the majority of this year, I started picking up a couple new languages on Duolingo because I had so much time, and I noticed they added characters at some point. I guess they were a feature that they used to have, and then they added back. And there's this goth one. There's this Duolingo goth girlfriend that I've seen people talk about. So I thought it would be fun to draw her and some of the other characters in my style and stick around to the end because I even draw the little owl as a girl. That one's a bit more of a character design, so you're gonna want to stick around to the end of this one. And without further ado, let's just jump into it. So we're starting off strong with the goth girlfriend. She's basically the idea for this whole entire video, and you guys, the footage in this video is sped up so quickly. I always think speed draws look so impressive because the artist is, even though I know it's sped up, it's just moving so quickly. I sped this up like times 32, I think, or something ridiculous like that. These drawings, each drawing took me maybe about a few hours. If you can hear the phone ringing in the background, I'm sorry. I am home for the holidays. And it's hard to find quiet time around here. So anyways, but let's talk about the drawing. So I started off with the goth girlfriend. I don't really know what to call her. I'm already hugely ripping off Lavender Town. Could I ask you guys to name her in the comments? I tried looking up these characters' names, like they don't have names. So I didn't look up any reference for a particular goth style. I just kind of wanted her to look edgy. So I gave her the cut eyebrow that was really popular a couple years ago, when I was in middle school. And I gave her lots of piercings. And then her actual reference image, the one reference image I did use, she's wearing a turtleneck. And I was like, it's not, I would have given her a leather jacket or something, but the characters have on these simple little outfits, and I do still want it to strongly mirror the character. So I gave her the turtleneck and this ribbon that I'm inking. Because they're Duolingo characters, I thought it would be fun to take weird little Duolingo phrases, because sometimes the app gives you really weird sentences to say in the language, and I would I'd caption each character with that weird phrase, because when you go on the app, these characters are there saying the sentences to you when they clap for you and encourage you when you get them wrong, and they look disappointed when you get them, they clap and encourage when you get them right, and they discourage you when you get them wrong. But this goth girl that I'm drawing, when you get them right, she just claps sarcastically for you. So I really wanted to capture that energy. She's got sarcastic older sister, low-key Raven energy, you know what I'm talking about? So I drew her rolling her eyes, looking off to the side. You probably just got the sentence right, but she doesn't even care. She doesn't get paid enough to be here. And I really tried to just make it look like her. Obviously, she doesn't have these crazy eyelashes that I gave her, but even the shape of her nose, I tried to keep pretty consistent. And you'll see when I color it, I try to kind of just mirror the coloring. These are very simple shapes. They're very simple characters made of very simple little shapes. But the funnest thing by far was her hair. Oh my gosh, adapting that hair, and I already do huge side parts when I'm coloring characters' hair anyways, so this was perfect. I really like the way that she came out, but I could have made her eyes rolling more in the sketch, which is always more lively in my opinion. In the sketch, it's more clear that she's rolling her eyes. Here she just kind of looks like she's grumpily looking off to the side, which is fine. That works for her character too. I also chose to do colored line art for the characters. It just looked better with them for some reason. I don't normally do it, but this time I did. And I also you see how I changed the color of the lines underneath her hair? I really, really liked that I did that. It just came out, I don't know, it came out well. It just suited the image. I guess it makes her hair kind of see-through, huh? I love the embellishment part. I loved doing the blush and the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow was something that was really fun to do on her because I don't normally put that on my characters, and I feel that's good for a challenge. If in a challenge it makes you do things you wouldn't normally do, put makeup on a character, lipstick I don't normally do. I feel it might have made her actually look a teeny bit weird because it pointed out how small her lips are in proportion to the rest of her face, and that's fine. We'll just chalk that up to stylistic choice. Yeah, I really and the gradients too, the way it came out. You'll see in a little bit, I try pretty hard to not pretty hard, but I try to add like shadows. I'm a little weak with my shadows still, and I wanted just like a slightly stronger shadow just to make it pop some. The highlights I have no problem with, clearly you can see me here. I love adding all the shading and the gradients. That's like the funnest part, like taking the hard colors and making them super soft. I love that. It's like, just watch it transform. Yeah, she came out like really, she had the exact energy that I was going for her. What do you guys think? Comment down below what you think. Did I do the Duolingo goth girlfriend justice, or is it like, no, you didn't. She looks like an edgy 14-year-old. I would not let her be my goth girlfriend. The sentence, the phrase that I chose for this one, I don't know how to say it. I think it's German. De Nüshorn drink sap, which is the rhinoceros is drinking juice, which I guess isn't so weird of a sentence. Like, I guess a rhinoceros could drink juice. Wait, what do rhinoceroses eat? I'm having a moment. Are they herbivores? Yeah, they're herbivores. So like they could have juice, like if they had fruit, but just like the idea of, when will I ever need to say the rhinoceros drinks juice? But then again, I just said the rhinoceros drinks juice, so. Lastly, here you can see I just kind of put some texture on her sweater because like I just wanted her to look slightly more interesting. I'm pretty proud of my goth girl. Just saying. And ta-da! There she is. On to the next one. And for this one, I have to apologize because I lost some of the footage. I don't know what happened, but I don't have any of the sketching and I lost a large part of the inking phase, but that's okay because I feel like the best part is really the coloring. I guess you got me to watch me ink a little bit of her hair, but the coloring is really the best part if you ask me, and all of that is still here. But yes, I must apologize for losing that footage. I switched my screen recording app because the other one changed, and now I can only record for 5 minutes before the recording stops, and that's not gonna work. But anyways, the drawing. I did not like this one at first when I started it. I thought I made her hair look like weird. It looks like it's one big piece, and I was like, the colors look too flat and it's not gonna look good. But listen, I think that about all of my drawings until I go in and do my favorite part, which is all the soft shading and the colored line art and the highlights and all that, and even the shadows on this one were pretty fun to do. So I'm extremely happy actually with all the drawings in this video. I think she's super cute. I'm not exactly fully sure if her hair was supposed to be dreads in the reference image, but it just seemed to suit her. She seems so energetic, and like within the app, remember how I said like the goth girlfriend, she like sarcastically claps for you if you get the answer right on Duolingo? Well, this one, she's like more excited and happy for you. A lot of the characters for some reason actually kind of look like they belong like at the gym, or like they just went to the gym. And she had that little headband on, so I just imagine like her as a character would be like very excited and encouraging of you. And overall, she's just a very high energy character. I like the idea of her being like friends, or maybe somehow even like sisters with the goth girlfriend, and like she's always constantly trying to get her to go out and like come to the gym with her, and she's just Starfire and Raven energy basically. You'll also kind of notice that the style here is a little bit different. I'm still experimenting with my style, and I want her to have really wide eyes. So she just looks like a slightly different style than the previous drawing, but I don't really mind that. I think she looks really good either way, and I'm really proud of this drawing. Doing her dreads was like really fun. I don't normally draw hair like this. Like if I do draw hair, like black hair, it's normally like curly or an afro or like two puffs, you know, the way that I draw my character, my own little sprite. So like I really like the way her hair is, and especially her eyes too. Doesn't she just look so pumped and ready to go? So her sentence, which doesn't match her energy at all, what is this, Swedish? Jeg spisser brad og gräter på gullet? I'm very sure that I said that wrong, and if that's anybody's native language, I'm sorry. None of the languages that I use in this are the language that I'm learning on Duolingo, but I'm pretty sure it says I'm crying and eating bread, which honestly, same. Ah yes, the Duolingo bird. Beg for your life in Spanish, my guy, because it's duo. So I know this one's a little bit different than the others. The others were characters that I was adapting just in my style, and this is more of I'm changing it. I'm going from owl to person, but I really liked it. I like doing this sort of thing, if you hadn't noticed. I struggled kind of at the beginning with this face a lot, because I wanted it to be a yandere face, like crazy, because the duo bird is crazy. He'll attack your family if you don't do your lessons. And I redrew the face a lot here, as you could see at the beginning. And sometimes if you have to redraw a face several times, it's oh, it looks good. It's just, it doesn't look how I wanted it to look. That's okay. You can redraw the faces. You can redraw and erase things that look good if they're not exactly what you want them to look like. It's okay. Which is kind of a hard lesson to learn, because you're oh, but will I be able to draw this well again? It looks good. It's just not what I wanted. I put a couple different design elements into her as well. I put the knife behind her back. The knife, oh my gosh, the knife gave me so much trouble. I couldn't figure out how I wanted it to be drawn. But I like the way it came out in the end, because, again, Duo is kind of crazy. I also gave her a watch, because Duo, she's looking at her watch, telling you when it's time for you to do your lessons. And I also gave her a heart on her tank top, a little heart bead, because there's this little heart system in Duolingo, which frankly I don't like. I want them to get rid of it. But it kind of worked out perfectly. There's hearts in Duolingo, and then she's also not exactly yandere. She's just supposed to look kind of crazy, just a crazy anime girl. In the sketch, I put linkets in her hair. Linkets are these little gems on the Duolingo app. But I felt like that was too on the nose. At this point, it just felt like I was drawing a character and then I was dressing her up in Duolingo-esque things. So I end up taking them out when I'm inking. I don't know if you've noticed in this video as well, but my inking is really sketchy here. I mean, it's not super sketchy, but I'm not making smooth lines. You can see there in the pigtails. I don't like inking digitally. I talk about this every time. I feel every time I make a digital piece, I talk about how I don't like digital inking. But I'm pretty happy with this sort of smooth, kind of chunky inking. Comment down below what you think about it, because I personally like it. And I really like her energy. And her hand, by the way, I realized for the gym girl, her hands are just kind of these little mitts. I didn't really go that hard on properly doing her hands, but then the duo birds got fingers. Hopefully that's not going to make them look too weird when I put them all together in the end, but I think she's cute. I started her off with paler skin, but if you see and just made everything too muted. I really wanted the green to stand out, and see, now that I've given her browner skin, I felt it stood out a lot better. So I guess Duo was a brown girl. I really like the look on her face too, especially when I add the shadow over her eyes later. I feel it translated really well. I go through these stages all the time. As I'm drawing it, I'm this looks bad, I don't like it, the sketch is bad, the ink is bad, and then I finish it, and then I'm oh my gosh, I love it a lot. I really wanted to give her a crazy look in her eyes too, she's just, the idea is that it's 12 o'clock, and you did not do your lesson, and you've lost your streak. This is how she would come and approach you and be oh, it's 12 o'clock. I guess I didn't make it 12 o'clock on the watch. What time would that have been? I don't know, shoot, what time would that be? A little before 3, I think. I also really like doing the little lines underneath the eyeliner on the eyes too. All in all, I think she's really cute. See how that shadow ties it together? I'm proud of it. Yeah. And the shadows too. I put the shadow underneath the gradient on her hair, if you understand what I mean, with the layers. And I think that looks really good too. I think it adds a fun amount of depth to the drawing. And doesn't she just scream, crazy not goth girl. Goth girl was the first one. Just crazy, do your lessons. And this Duolingo quote is "Tú puedes morir," which I know what that one says. It says "you can die." It's an actual Duolingo quote. Is that not perfect? You better be doing your lessons right now. Just kidding. Finish the video first and then go do your lessons. Ta-da! Comment down below your favorite character. Was it the goth girlfriend, the energetic girl, or the Duolingo yandere owl? Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. Wasn't that a good way to spend like the past, 12 to 15 minutes? I don't know how long this one is going to be. It's going to be a bit of a long one. What do you guys think about these styles of videos, by the way? I don't really write scripts for them. I just comment as I'm watching the footage, and it's a bit more rambly, and I kind of like it. If you don't follow me on my social medias, you totally should. Follow me on Instagram at __Lockett, and you can follow me on Twitter at LockettYT, although I don't post on there as much as I should. But you should definitely go follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of my art. Comment down below your favorite drawing. I'm so happy to be putting up videos more regularly, and I'll see you guys soon. Or at least, maybe I shouldn't say soon. I'll just see you guys around. I forgot to say my catchphrase, and it's see you guys later. Lockout.